Welcome to this Fundamentals Lesson Plan series on walls, layout, design, and editing. In this video, we'll take a look at defining a wall structure for a project. This is video 6 of 6. My name is John Harridge, and I will be your host for today's lesson. Let's look at the learning objectives for video 6. In this lesson, you will be able to create a new wall type that has multiple material wall layers in it. We'll take a look at what material layers are, look at specific material layer properties, and then we'll take a look at how to substitute your new wall type for existing wall types that are in the project. This will serve as a good foundation for an introduction to creating your own custom wall types. In the advanced series of the fundamentals lessons, we actually cover creating complex walls in more detail, so be sure to check that out. With that, let's get started. Let's begin by opening up an existing exercise file. Go ahead and click Open and navigate to your tutorial directory. And let's open up File, Walls, 06 Exercise, and click Open. Walls are a type of systems family component. They are created and live inside project files. And so that's why it's important to utilize the templates that come with Revit out of the box. And those templates include some of the more popular wall types based on the building type that you're going to take on. But of course, not every template can accommodate every imaginable wall type that you may encounter or need for your project. So it's a good idea to understand how to create your own wall types for a given condition. And so we'll explore that workflow on how to create wall types. With that, let's begin. We'll go ahead and select this exterior wall on screen. Go ahead and left click to select it. And then in the Properties palette, go ahead and click Edit Type. And in the Edit Type dialog box, go ahead and click Duplicate, because we're going to make a copy of it and give it a new name. Let's go ahead and name it 8-inch insulated stud. And click OK to accept. From here, to get into the wall editor, go ahead and select the Edit button across from the Structure field under the Construction section. And this is the wall editor dialog box. It has kind of a spreadsheet appearance, and you'll see that there's 3 layers already populated. Layer 2 is the actual material layer, or the real layer that you see on screen in the preview window. Every wall type has a structural material, and then it's up to you if you want finished materials outside of that core boundary or structural envelope. So let's go ahead and add 2 new layers. So hit the Insert button twice, and then we'll reposition or reorder those. So take the layer number 2 and click the Up button to move it to the exterior side of the current wall type, and take layer 3 and hit the Down button twice to move it to the interior side of the wall. So if you look at the top of the table, it has a heading of exterior, and at the bottom it has a heading of interior. So that's how you understand which layer is going to which side of the wall face. Next, it's important to define the function of the wall. So left click in that field and go ahead and choose Finish 1. That's the finish that is associated with exterior finish materials. Next, we will define the material value. So once you click in that field, click on that little Browse button that's in the upper right hand corner. And let's go ahead and look for the material finishes, exterior EIFS for exterior insulation and finish systems. So that material has all of these pre-specified properties associated with it. So it's just good to be aware of that and understand that all that information is customizable, but that's not part of this particular exercise. All right, go ahead and choose OK to accept. And the last part of the last bit of information we want to populate is to give that a thickness. So go ahead and put your cursor in that field and enter the value of 2 inches and hit the enter key to accept. All right, and you should see that material previewing in the preview. If you don't have that part of the window open, just hit the preview button at the bottom of the dialog box. All right, next, let's go ahead and reset the function for the structural layer and actually give it the function structure. And for the material, we'll go ahead and assign it wood stud layer. Go ahead and click OK to continue. Let's go ahead and give it a thickness. This is going to be a wood stud construction, so let's go ahead and make it 5.5 inches. I can type in 5.5 inch. Hit the enter key to accept. So those are the minimum key pieces of information: is what is its function, what's the material assignment, and what's the thickness. Let's go to the last layer. Let's go ahead and assign it the function of finish 2. And so that's the function associated with interior finishes. And I'll explain in a moment what the function properties are about. Let's go ahead and assign this the gypsum wallboard finish. Click OK to continue. For material thickness, let's go ahead and enter 5/8 of an inch. And click OK to accept. And again, you should see this all previewing or updating in the preview window. So the purpose of function assignments determines the cleanup rules of one wall type to another, such that finish 1 assignments clean up with finish 1 assignments in other walls. So that's the purpose, is to determine the cleanup rules across amongst a variety of walls. So go ahead and click OK 2 times out. And then the last step is to actually make a wall substitution in place. But before we do that, let's just confirm that the wall that you currently see on screen is actually the new wall type. And it's hard to discern that until we actually change the detail level to medium, and then you can see the internal wall layers display on screen. And I just turned on shade mode maybe to make that a little bit more legible for you. I'll turn shade mode back off, or just type in HL for hidden line view. All right, so the next part of the process is to make a substitution of that new wall type for the remainder of the other exterior wall type. So do you remember how to do this? If you place your cursor over the other wall type to be replaced, right click to get the pop-up menu, go ahead and select similar, not just for this view, but to be on the safe side, let's choose the entire project. And all the walls of that type are highlighted in blue on the screen currently. And then to make that substitution, go ahead and go to your type selector, click on the pull down menu, go ahead and choose your new 8-inch insulated stud, left click to accept that new wall type, and now all of the exterior walls are of that new wall type kind. All right, so we'll go ahead and perform a zoom to fit just so we can see the overall floor plan. Maybe take a look at this in a 3D view. The appearance properties of that particular wall type didn't change, so there's no visible difference here, but there might be if you added a new pattern style, if you will. With that, let's go ahead and close the file without saving. This concludes this exercise. With that, let's take a look at next steps. Let's review the learning objectives for video 6. In this lesson, you were able to create a new wall type by selecting an existing one on screen and then using the type selector to edit the type and then duplicate it and give it a new name. And then in the wall structure editor, we were able to add new materials and then assign it function, material, and thickness properties. And then last, we were able to apply that new wall type to a selection set to make a substitution in place. And this all serves as a great introduction to creating your own wall types. With that, let's take a look at Autodesk resources that are available to you to continue your learning experiences. I would like to make you aware of two specific Autodesk resources. The first one being the Autodesk Education Community, where you can access free software for both students and educators, and that can be located at www.students.autodesk.com. It does require registration, and you can use either your own personal email address or a school-issued email address. The second resource is the Autodesk Digital STEAM Workshop. It's hands-on, project-based learning across multiple industries such as architecture, engineering, gaming, and animation. And those resources are located at www.digitalsteam.autodesk.com. This concludes this exercise. Thank you very much for watching.